Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about what makes India a federal country. We have earlier seen how a small countries like Belgium and Sri Lanka face too many problems of managing diversity. बेल्जियम में भी डाइवर्सिटी है और श्रीलंका में भी डाइवर्सिटी है. दोनों में एक कंट्री में उसको अकोमोडेट किया गया, वहाँ पीसफुल है, लेकिन श्रीलंका में अकोमोडेशन नहीं है, इसलिए वहाँ पीसफुल नहीं है. स्टिल a group of people are struggling for their fundamental rights. What about a vast country like India, with so many languages, religions and regions? In our country there is huge diversity. What are the power sharing arrangement in our country? Let us begin with the Constitution of India. The Constitution of India has emerged as an independent nation after a painful and bloody partitions. Soon after independence, several princely states became a part of the country. The Constitution declared India as a union of states, although it did not use the word federation. The Indian Union is based on the principle of federalism. Let us go back to the 7 features of federalism mentioned above. We can see that all these features apply to the provisions of the Indian constitutions. The constitutions originally provided for a 2-tier system of governments, the Union government or what we call the central government, representing the union of states and the state governments. Later a 3rd tier of federalism was added to the form of panchayat and municipalities. As in any federation, these different tiers enjoy separate jurisdictions. The constitution clearly provided a 3-fold distribution of legislative powers between union government and the state government. Thus it contains 3 lists. Union list. Union list includes subjects of national importance such as defense of the country, foreign affairs, banking, communications and currency. They are included in this list because we need a uniform policy on these matters throughout the country. The union government also can make laws relating to the subject mentioned in the union list. In other words, subject those of national importance, it is given in the union list, and central union legislature is allowed to make over law. Second one, state list. State list contains subject of state and local importance such as police, trade, commerce, agriculture and irrigation, the state governments. So state governments subject those have local importance, it is given in state list, and only state legislature is allowed to make over law. What kind of subject is given in state list and central list? Maybe ask. To subject those have national importance is given in central list, and subject those have local importance, it is given in state list. Subject those are given in state list, state legislature is allowed to make over laws, and subject those are given in central list, central legislature is allowed to make over law. It is clear, and there is not any disputes at all. Third one, concurrent list. Concurrent list includes subject of common interest to both the union government as well as the state governments, such as education, forest, trade, unions, marriage, adoption and succession. Both the union as well as the state governments can make laws on the subject mentioned in this list. If their laws conflict with each other, the law made by union government will prevail. It shows central legislature has more power. What about subjects that do not fall in any of the 3 lists, or subject like computer software that came up after the constitution was made? According to our constitution, the union government has the power to legislate on the residuary subject. Residuary subject is subject which are not given in either of the list. Central legislature have power to make over law. That is called residuary power of the central government. There are some units of Indian Union which enjoy very little power. These are areas which are too small to become an independent state, but which could not be merged with any of the existing states. These areas like Chandigarh, Lakshadweep or the capital city of Delhi are called union territories. These territories do not have the power of a state. The central government has a special power in running the states. The sharing of power between the union government and the state governments is basic to the structure of the constitution. It is not easy to make changes to this power sharing arrangement. The parliament cannot on its own change this arrangement. Any change, it has to be passed first, both house of the parliament and at least 50% of a state legislature. These territories do not have the power of a state. The central government has a special power in running these areas. This sharing of power between the Indian government and the state governments is basic to the structure of the constitution. It is not easy to make changes to this power sharing arrangement. The parliament cannot its own change this arrangement. Any change to it has to be first passed by both house of the parliament with at least 2/3 majority. Then it has to be ratified by the legislature of at least half of the total states. The judiciary plays an important role in overseeing the implementation of constitutional provisions and procedures. In case of any disputes about the division of powers, the high courts and the supreme courts make a decision. The union and the state governments have the power to raise resources by levying taxes in order to carry on the government and the responsibility assigned to each of them. आज इतना ही, रेस्ट अगले क्लास में। अब अगले क्लास में हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे कि व्हाट मेक्स आवर कंट्री अ फेडरल government. It is clear. Have a good day.